want to go back to the question that I asked a couple weeks ago because I got so much email on it, Charles, and that's why Ethereum matters. And I know that Ethereum, unlike, let's say, Bitcoin, is a whole different animal. And I think people just wrap Bitcoin and Ethereum all into one, but they're not all in one. And Ethereum it could change the world in terms of economics and in terms of everything, of transactions and even currency. Talk about that a bit.
You're 100% spot on. I mean, I like Bitcoin, but it doesn't really do anything. It's a store of value. It was created to be a currency, but that's not how it's used. And Ethereum's kind of neither, right? And it's struggled for a long time to figure out, how do people talk about what it is, and what it really is the backbone of a digital economy. And I think when you start understanding what that means is that you can digitize any asset and move it on a peer-to-peer, fully distributed ledger, globally 24/7 with minimal cost. It's really remarkable. And so Ethereum, the token, is great, but what you can build on top of it, think of it as a transaction settlement layer, right? Like Visa, MasterCard, Western Union, American Express, Swift, all of these things can be built on top of Ethereum. And so that's what's really remarkable. You can tokenize a concert ticket and move it around the world globally, and you don't need the back-end rails to do that. You can just piggyback on Ethereum's infrastructure.
Charles, do you look at Ethereum and think in terms of, oh my God, the ceiling, it's endless. It can, it can go as high, what's your imagination? Or is it one of those things where you think it's just going to kind of eventually plateau and hang there? I mean, what affects that?
Well, I think the technology is something that's here to stay.
Okay.
You kind of have to separate the price of Ethereum from the use cases.
Right.
And who knows what will happen with the price? Like, I'd like to think it's going to go up 2, 3, 4 times.
Okay.
I think it's come down a lot, so there's a lot of possibility there. In terms of use cases, adoption takes time because there are existing legacy systems that are out there. Incumbent players have built up. Incumbent intermediary players have built up whole businesses around being in the middle. And so a new technology that disrupts them and makes the transactions more frictionless globally is going to take time to adopt. And I think the big winner will be the Ethereum blockchain and companies that have distribution, especially when you start adding AI to that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be really remarkable. And the thing that's great about Ethereum is we move. There are two big themes. One's AI, and one's blockchain technology. And blockchain technology is that transactional layer that you can move stuff with, but you can do it in a programmatic way, which makes it an amazing use case for AI to use. But if you're AI, you're not going to go log in and two-factor authenticate into someone's bank account to move money, but you can transact very easily. If it's an agentic AI agent, booking someone's travel or doing whatever it may be doing, you can use the blockchain very easily. It's built for that. So when you start to think about how these two things can interact with each other and what that looks like for how the future economy works, it's really quite remarkable.
Hey, Charles, in terms of BTCS, talk about what your focus is here now. And for, believe it or not, we're going into a third quarter here in just a few months. What are your focus for 2026?
Our big focus, I think we've talked about this in the past, is our Ethereum business line, which is basically participating in the digital economy by putting money to work, almost like we're a liquidity provider. I won't use the term market maker, but we're really in there providing liquidity to the digital economy and looking to generate scalable, high-margin revenue that far exceeds what we were doing with staking. And I know that's kind of vague. It's relatively technical what we're doing, but it's really exciting. And we crushed it last year on the revenue front. We did 16 million, up from 4 million, which I know if you're looking at big companies that may seem small, but that's tremendous growth. And this year we're really looking to focus on gross profit in addition to revenue. So that's the core focus.
Well, we got to get you in studio at some point when you're traveling the West Coast because we could steal you for a whole hour, maybe 2 shows worth. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Charles Allen, Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Board, BTCS Incorporated, ticker symbol BTCS. BTCS.
Blockchain technology, consensus solution. Go to btcs.com.